Hi, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Anna and I'm here with my Pan palette update. I have my notes on my phone, how many times I've used my Pan palette, which is the Huda Beauty Light Nude Obsessions palette this year. I'm doing this in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, and the theme for this year is Old Faithful. And immediately when I saw that theme, this was the only palette I could choose, basically. This is one of the palettes with the most use out of everything I own, and the color story is just perfect for me and my makeup preferences. Even though I do really like colorful makeup as well, for like everyday wear, this is perfect. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I did in April. Pan palette was created by Amber F. I will have her linked, of course, and let's just get into it. This is just gonna be a quick update. I'm actually in a rush to get out today, but there's not that much to say either, so I'm gonna pop up pictures while I talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about my uses for each eyeshadow. So this is what this palette looks like at the moment, and the most interesting thing and the thing I'm most excited about is this right here. I finally hit the last pan in this palette. This is a repressed shade, by the way, that's why it looks like that. And this is also a repressed shade, so I count this as a shade that I have hit pan on, but I'm going to need to re-hit pan on it. So it looks like there's no pan, but it's just, if you haven't seen my last video, you can check that out to see what happened to that one. And I'll have pictures up here, as I said. So in my last update, I talked to you about my two new repressed shadows, because I had to repress this one, as I said, and then at the same time as repressing this one, I also made a Franken shade using these two shades right here. And I also made a Franken shade with the light pink and the brown. So I'll show you those two first and have comparisons of those. I have them in this little palette, so I'm just going to show it to you like this. And I don't actually think I have pictures of this one, so we'll just have to pop up a picture of what they looked like when I started. This is the matte shade made up of the light pink and the brown. As you can see, there's not much left. But I have counted, every time I used this one, I've counted the two eyeshadows that it's made up of. So you will see in my uses that I actually used this a lot. And then this one I used a couple of times. This is a Franken shade of the two shimmers. And I think I've used this Franken shade once or twice. But I'm not 100% sure that my counting is correct, because I think I might have forgotten to count the two shimmer shades. I'm pretty sure I did good with the matte, and that one is like, it's almost done. So yeah, I have used those and I will continue to have good progress on those, I think. And then for the actual palette, I have used quite a lot of them. I did hit my goal of using all of the shades at least once. That was like my main goal. And then I also really wanted to hit pan in that last shade, and I did today, actually. When I was doing this look this morning, it doesn't look that interesting, but, and I've said before, it's not my favorite shade, but it works for a simple look, just every day going to work. So I've done my makeup 28 times in April so far. Tomorrow's the last, no it's not, tomorrow's the last day in April, so I'm not going to use this palette tomorrow, but that means 28 times that I could have used this palette, and I didn't use it every day because I've been really focusing on my Project Level Up palette as well, but I used it a bit. So the first shade I've counted 4 uses, which is actually quite a lot. Did I actually use it 4 times? I guess I did. I did a couple of purple looks. So I'm mostly wearing it kind of even, so the little bit of pan, won't probably be that much bigger, but maybe a little bit. And then the purple shimmer shade I only used once because it's kind of competing with my Project Level Up, which has a lot of purples in it. So not great, but it's not that much left in that shadow, so I think that's fine. The light pink one, I've actually counted 11 uses, but most of them are using this Franken shade, which was a very convenient shade to use, even though it kind of ended up looking, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it ended up looking more like the purple than I thought it would. Like if you can see this and this. This is more neutral though, this is more purple, but they're kind of similar, so I don't know. But it was very easy to use, the Franken shade. So yeah, 11. And then the shimmery one that I had to repress, which doesn't really look that different, and I think that's because the 3 uses that I counted, at least 2 of them are the Franken shade, maybe even 3 of them. Now that I think of it, I think all 3 of them is actually the Franken shade. So maybe I counted all of them. Anyway, I'm not really sure. The 5th shade, which is the middle shade, the cream shade, I'm not really focusing very hard on it because I have a different shade that I'm also using, and I know that it will take me no time at all to finish this if I just decide to use it, so I only used it 3 times. And also when I eventually finish it, that's kind of, it's gonna suck a little bit because I want to put something else in its spot, probably something similar, because I like having that shade in this palette. And once I finish it, this palette won't have a cream color shade, and I like having that. So I'm in no rush to finish it. The 6th shade in the palette is, at the moment at least, my least favorite, and I only used it once, just because I forced myself to use it. It's not a terrible shade, it's actually quite pretty, but I don't know, I just haven't been gravitating towards that shade all year, really. The 7th shade, which is the one I pan on today, I used 7, no I did not, I used it 5 times. And at least 2 or 3 of those are the Franken shade, and then I used it a couple of times because I really wanted to hit pan. And today when I was trying to hit pan, I actually kind of broke the shadow a little bit. So I'm not sure you'll be able to see it in the picture, but you can probably see it if I put it up close, that I've kind of just pressed it in here with my finger. But I still managed to keep the pan, even though I just pressed it in there. So it's getting kind of thin actually. And it's a nice size pan that I just suddenly was there. It was a very pleasant surprise this morning. The 8th shade I've used 5 times as well. It goes really well with, like, the whole bottom row just goes really well together. And I also used that one in my crease today. And then the 9th shade I've actually used 14 times. So I'm guessing that at least 10 uses is this Franken shade. And then I've also used the brown one if I need to deepen up a look. That is the shade I'm going to use because it's the darkest shade. It's not super dark, but I don't really use that super dark brown in a lot of looks anyway, so it works really well. And that is everything. That's all that I have to say about this palette for this month. Now I'm going to reset my counters after tomorrow, and we'll start working on May. Actually, that is crazy. And my goal for May is to use all the shades at least once, as always. But I do think I want to try to re-hit pan in this one. I'm gonna try, and that is gonna be my goal. And also to finish this one and get some use of this Franken as well. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and check out all the other Panda palettes that there's a link to the spreadsheet of everyone else who's joining in on the Panda palette. I forgot the theme suddenly. The Fantastic Ladies theme, Old Faithful. So you'll have a lot of videos to watch in this category if you enjoy these types of videos. So thank you, and I'll see you later. Bye!